Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Restaurant and Bar Marketing Podcast from Los Angeles. This is your host, Eric Schellenberger. I want to talk about restaurant websites, and this is probably the sixth or seventh take I've done on this one. I keep screwing it up or not including all the right information. When it comes to your restaurant's website, that is probably the most important factor of getting noticed online. All your online presence revolves around your website. So everybody, it seems to me, has lost the point of your restaurant's website has one job. It's to get people in the door. That's it. It's to be visible to the hungry public, to get in front of as many eyeballs as possible, and to convert into customers. That's the only thing it's supposed to do. We've all lost our way a little bit, and we've all gone down the path of these kind of prepackaged restaurant website platforms, which honestly give operators exactly what they asked for. But we're losing the major point here. So when there's a bunch of online platforms for restaurants that are getting pretty popular, and they do an amazing job of sales because they're giving operators exactly what they're asking for. So platforms like Pop Menu, Bento Box, Spot Hopper, Owner, a lot of even Squarespace and Wix, these are all paid monthly fee websites. So you pay a fee every single month for the rest of your life and the rest of that restaurant's life in order to be on there. And what they've done, they asked restaurant owners, what do you want in a restaurant platform? The number one answer by a long shot was, it's got to be easy. Okay, cool. You got it. It'll be easy. What else? It has to look pretty. Okay, we'll make it look pretty. What else? Well, can we add pop-ups? Sure. Whatever you want to do, let's add pop-ups. What else? And let's have all these tabs for not just home, about us, menu, contact. Let's have a tab for events. Let's have a tab for the reservations and the online ordering and all this stuff. So you got 9 tabs on your website navigation. But what happens with that, like the events tab? What does it say right now? 2 words. Coming soon. Of course it does. So all these unused tabs with no content in them, it's actually hurting your Google ranking. So what happened, in an effort to give owners what they wanted, it's got to be simple. So they stripped out all of the search engine optimization features that people like me would use in order to get that restaurant toward the top of the Google ranking. The ease of use has come at an enormous price. And now everything we've used, like as far as alt and metadata and everything, all these tools that we use in the background that aren't really visible to the public or anybody else for that matter, they're all gone. So now not only are we paying the most amount of money possible per month, but we have the biggest disadvantage when it comes to ranking. So it is a worst case scenario. So a lot of these websites have all these integrated tools, and they, in an effort to become a one size fits all, I have one login, I do everything, all my marketing's on one login. Sounds great. It sounds like exactly what every operator, every marketing person wants to see. The disadvantage of that is that even things like a lot of these places have the social media post scheduler built in. So you log into your website and you can schedule out all your social media posts. It's on a calendar. There it is. It looks great. And what they don't realize is that the social media platforms know you're doing this. They know it's coming from a scheduler. It's less authentic. It's really less interaction. It's a less genuine display from you to the public. So your ranking for those posts and your visibility for those posts is going to suffer because of it. A lot of people don't know that. And the thing with pop-up, every operator wants to see a pop-up. I just did an audit of my clients' websites, and about 90% of them had a pop-up. Here's the disadvantage with a pop-up. Well, of course, every restaurant operator wants a pop-up, but as a consumer, do you ever click on pop-ups? Do you ever interact with a pop-up? Of course not. It's the most annoying thing in the world. And the conversion rate of an actual pop-up converting to something like a call to action, the statistics nationwide are like 0.01. Like, it doesn't happen. But the annoyance rate is like 99.9%. So it's a very, very ineffective tool that operators insist on having. They insist on using it. They insist on annoying everybody that comes into contact with it. So it's not a very common sense thing. But of course, when it comes to these website platforms, they're going to say, yep, here it is. Not only do you have it, but it's real easy to use. Here's how to do it. And so we're creating roadblocks to basically get to human nature. What's worse about a pop-up is that a lot of times Google, when you go to a restaurants near me search, you've got the map. Then over to the left, you've got the list of restaurants, and it has the title of the restaurant and then a quick blurb about it. That's the basically website titles and the meta information, meta description. A lot of times, Google will replace the meta descriptions, which, if they're done correctly, are well thought out, have keywords in them like best restaurants in whatever city, and then the name of your restaurant. And the meta description will be written out in a very, very particular order, keyword saturation, length, the whole thing. But if you use a pop-up, a lot of times Google will strip your information out of there and put your pop-up information in there. So it says, happy hours now 3 to 7, and that's it. And it looks ridiculous. A lot of people don't even know it's doing that. And don't even know it's hurting your ranking. At Bar Marketing Basics, I mostly focus on off-page SEO, which is basically everything outside of your website. So everything that has to do with your Google business page, optimizing your Yelp profile, your TripAdvisor profile. I add you to about 200 different online directories, which are around the internet. Voice command like Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, all the GPS systems in the newer cars, everything that has any sort of search near me sort of basis. That's what I do. But now the disadvantages of these online platforms is so great that I've got to do everything I can to help that restaurant rank with the disadvantages of these platforms. So now I've got to go in to the back end and help these out as much as I can. And I've noticed that the tools that were at our disposal at one time are stripped, or they're so minimized that, or you have to call tech support to get it done, which is the single most inefficient and annoying thing in the world. I just had a website client, a restaurant client, that we had to add a page of content. So in WordPress, that would be 30 seconds, done. With this platform, I think it was Bento Box, we had to call tech support. We had to tell them, here's what we want you to do. We need to add this content to this page, 3 to 5 business days. They get back to us. They have a couple of questions. You go back and forth. After that, a week later, there it is. So we just turned 30 seconds of work into a week. And that's with every little thing that has to get done. So they've taken our control. And I know what they're doing it for a reason. Most operators are not that tech savvy. There's a pretty high percentage of people that is going to screw it up. Now it's on them to fix it. Now they got to fix their mistakes all day, every day. So I understand. But we don't even have an admin right level to where they open up that capability to us. It just does not exist. We have to call tech support. They have to hold our hand through the entire process of doing every little minor detail to the website. So it makes a very easy process, very long and time consuming and annoying. And not only is it annoying to me because I'm not seeing my results like I want to, it's annoying to the restaurant owner because they aren't either. And it now something's more dragged out than it could possibly be. I also control an online training program of how to buy and sell luxury and exotic cars for profit. And one of the funniest things when I'm on these forums, these Facebook forums, and I'm talking to people about buying and selling cars, people often brag about how easy their experience was. They'll say, oh my God, I went to this so-and-so dealership. I talked to this guy. It was so easy. I couldn't believe how easy the process was. I was in and out of there in a couple hours. It's the easiest process I've ever had. Well, guess what? That guy just got screwed. The easier the deal is, in most cases, the worse of a deal you just got. Of course, if it's the car they cannot get rid of to save their life, and it's overpriced, and your APR sucks, and every disadvantage possible, they're going to make that sale happen as easy as possible. Trust me. They're going to fast track it the entire way through, and you are to get that car at that price you negotiated, and it's going to be the worst single purchase you probably ever made. But that's how easy deals are. That same concept applies to restaurant websites. If you've got something that requires a little bit of learning, and it requires a little bit more than just, here, plug it in. I want it to look good. I want this photo to be there. I want this color to be used, and blah, blah. If someone's doing it all for you, I promise they're not going to do as good of a job as you would have done if you would have learned the steps, did it yourself, or got somebody who's a pro in the actual search engine visibility part of the website. So keep the ease of operation out of it. Keep the pretty pictures part out of it. Build that website on a search engine visible platform. So what's the solution? WordPress is always been my pick. It's always going to be my pick. WordPress is the best, most search engine visible platform ever made. It not only does it have an infinite amount of tools, an infinite amount of pages, posts, logs, optimization. I use a plugin called the All-in-One SEO Optimization Tool. It's a plugin for WordPress. It costs $200 a year. It's incredibly cheap. And with that, you can basically optimize your entire site. I use it for my clients. That part may be a little above most people's heads. So that's something that people like me would use on your behalf, but it's very possible and it's incredibly affordable. The best part is WordPress is 100% free as a monthly fee. Other than plugins like the one I mentioned, that stuff aside, the initial build aside, there is no cost on an ongoing basis like every other one of these platforms is. So you can either use the best, most visible platform for free, or you can pay top dollar to have the worst one. Your choice. All right. Hope this helps. Thank you.